What's the worst case of secondhand embarrassment you've witnessed? I was at my cousin's wedding when I witnessed the most brutal secondhand embarrassment of my life. The groom's best man, Trevor, had prepared what he thought was going to be the speech of the century. Trevor was one of those guys who thought he was naturally hilarious, always the loudest person at parties, always trying to be the center of attention. He'd been talking about this speech for months, promising it would be legendary. The reception was beautiful. Everyone was in a great mood, and the couple looked genuinely happy. When Trevor stood up to give his speech, people settled in with their drinks, expecting some funny childhood stories about the groom. Instead, Trevor launched into what can only be described as a 15-minute roast that went completely off the rails. He started by talking about how the groom used to wet the bed until he was 12. The room got uncomfortable, but people were still chuckling nervously. Then he moved on to detailed stories about the groom's failed relationships, including a messy breakup where the ex-girlfriend threw his PlayStation out a second-story window. The bride's face was turning red. The groom looked like he wanted to disappear, but Trevor was just getting warmed up. He pulled out his phone and started showing photos, screenshots of the groom's old dating profiles from college. He read the bio out loud, complete with cringy pickup lines and shirtless mirror selfies. The crowd was dead silent, except for horrified gasps from the bride's family. "And here's my personal favorite," Trevor announced. This is from when he went through his poetry phase senior year. He proceeded to recite in full dramatic voice a love poem the groom had apparently written about his ex. It was terrible. Something about comparing her eyes to twin pools of Mountain Dew and her laugh to the sound of angels ordering pizza. By this point, the bride was crying. Not happy tears, angry, humiliated tears. Her father stood up like he was about to intervene, but Trevor powered through. The worst part came when he decided to lighten the mood by sharing a video from the bachelor party. Shaky phone footage of the groom, very drunk, singing karaoke to "I Will Always Love You," while crying about how he didn't deserve the bride. The entire room was frozen in horror. You could hear a pin drop. Trevor finally wrapped up with, "So congratulations to the happy couple. May your marriage be less embarrassing than this speech." Nobody clapped. Not one person. The silence stretched on forever until the DJ quickly started playing music. The bride immediately got up and walked out. The groom followed her, shooting Trevor a look that could have killed. Half the wedding party went after them, leaving Trevor standing there holding his champagne glass. "Tough crowd," he mumbled. The couple ended up leaving their own reception early. The bride's family was furious and several people left right after the speech. Trevor spent the rest of the night at the bar by himself, while everyone else pretended he didn't exist. I felt embarrassed for everyone involved. The couple, the families, even Trevor himself. It was like watching a social disaster in slow motion, with no way to stop it. They're still married, but Trevor wasn't invited to their first anniversary party.